beautiful people, and welcome back to Top Note by A. Today I'm sharing my mini collection from Nishane, however you call it. I do have mini collection from this fragrance house that I want to share with you guys. So if you are interested to find out about my 5 Nishane fragrances that I have in my collection and what I think about these fragrances, stay tuned. Again, and welcome back to Top Note by A. My name is Amanda if you are finding me for the first time, and if you like what you see when you finish watching, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. For my returning viewers and my returning subscribers, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Guys, like the intro said, I have 5 fragrances from the house of Nishane, if you want to say that I want to share with you guys. I'm gonna start from my least favorite in my collection to my favorite in the collection. Not that I don't love all these 5 fragrances, I love them, but if I have to rate from my least to my most favorite, then something has to be my least. But all 5 fragrances that I have in the collection are bangers in my opinion. I love each and every one of them, and I think if I finish any of the bottles, I will repurchase. So, but because I want to list them from 5 to 1, then something has to be my least favorite in the house that I own. So my least favorite fragrance, and let's start with my least favorite fragrance at number 5. Guys, so my least favorite fragrance coming in at number 5 is Fan Your Flames from the house of Nishane. This fragrance is sweet, it's coconutty, it's a little bit latonic. The fragrance has coconut and rum, if I'm not mistaken, in the opening. It also has tobacco and tonka bean in the middle, and then the base of the fragrance has Oakmoss and cedar. It's a very sweet coconutty fragrance. I put this as my least favorite because of the tobacco. The tobacco is making it a little bit smoky to my nose, which I don't hate. But then again, if I'm rating, then I'll say my least favorite is Fan Your Flames from Nishane. The fragrance performs very well. Fragrance performance, it performs well. It has a very moderate sillage, longevity, it lasts for days. Very beautiful if you want something very coconutty, but if you want something that is not too coconutty but then it's also coconut, a little bit latonic, a little bit vanillic from the tonka bean, then of course choose Fan Your Flames from the house of Nishane. It also leans a little bit masculine, even though it says that this fragrance is unisex. It kind of leans a little bit masculine on my skin, and then when I smell it, it smells a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, a little bit masculine to my nose and then on my skin. So yeah, coming in at number 5 is Fan Your Flames from the house of Nishane. I move on. Coming in at number 4 is Zane or ZENNE. This fragrance is considered an amber floral fragrance. It's a little bit resinous to my nose. It's floral, it's a little bit fruity. It has black currant in the opening and also rhubarb, so it's a little bit tart too. It also has grapefruit, it has rose, Gardenia and Sandalwood, and then the base of the fragrance has vanilla, ambergris and musk. This fragrance is a little bit powdery to my nose. Once again, performance, it performs very well. Longevity is there, it's like it lasts on your skin, it performs very well. Sillage is also moderate sillage, you know, it leaves a very good scent trail when you wear it. When it comes to who can use this fragrance, this is considered a unisex fragrance, and it does definitely leans in the middle, unisex. So on my skin and to my nose, it's unisex. It doesn't lean too feminine and it doesn't lean too masculine. It's like right in the middle to my nose and on my skin. So yeah, coming in at number 4 in my collection from the house of Nishane is this beautiful fragrance very beautiful, very enduring, very, what do you call it, sexy but not uber sexy. It's not like come hitter fragrance, but then it's very sexy. It performs very well. Like I said, coming in at number 4 is Zenne or Zenne from the House of Nishane. I move on. Coming in at number 3 is Vain and Naive. This fragrance opens with orange and bergamot. It's very sweet, it's woody, it's rosy, very beautiful fragrance. It lasts very long. Like I said, all the Nishane fragrances that I have last very, very long. The middle note has raspberry, plum, jasmine, rose, and then cedar. The base of the fragrance, of course, has sandalwood, tonka bean, and musk and patchouli. The patchouli in this fragrance, in the dry down, for me, is where this fragrance shines very, very well. Patchouli rounds it, but it's not too earthy. It's not dirty patchouli. It performs very well. I said that already. It performs very well. It lasts. It leaves a very good scent trail. People will be asking you, what are you wearing? Love everything. When it opens with that citrus burst from the bergamot and the orange, and then it starts to dry down to that white floral gardenia and the rose, so it becomes very floral. And then when it starts to dry down, it ends with that creamy sandalwood and the patchouli. Is very, very nice. It's very elegant. It's very sexy. It's not too bold. It's not something that I would say it's not something that I would say is not unisex. This fragrance definitely is a unisex fragrance. It leans directly in the middle also on my skin. I cannot say that it's one way or the other. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful fragrance from the House of Nishane. This is Vain and Naive. I also wrote that it's very, the scent, when it dries down, it becomes very addictive. When the fragrance dries down, it becomes very addictive. It becomes a little bit vanillic. And then the patchouli is there, but the patchouli is not dirty. The patchouli is a little bit earthy, but then very sweet earthy patchouli that it dries down to. So if you guys are interested, try Vain and Naive from the House of Nishane, and I did get mine from TJ Maxx. I move on. My second favorite fragrance from the House of Nishane is Achievert. Achievert is very citrusy and fruity in the opening, and then when the fragrance starts to dry down, it dries down to a more woody, patchouli, aromatic fragrance, and it becomes very tropical and very smooth in the end. The fragrance is tropical. The fragrance is very smooth. It's smooth, and I don't want to say creamy, because creamy in my head sounds like there is something latonic in there. There is nothing latonic in there. Just that when the fragrance starts to dry down, it becomes very smooth and very tropical, even though the opening still opens with that fruity, citrusy goodness that it starts with. The dry down, the middle towards the dry down, becomes that smooth, woody, still citrusy and tropical fragrance. This fragrance has been compared to so many fragrances. I don't want to compare it anymore because I don't want to get in an argument with anybody, but I said what I said, and I'm still gonna stand by my, what I feel about the fragrance and what I want to compare it to. Hold on. Coming in at number 1 is, of course, Annie. Who and their mama doesn't know about Annie? Annie is everywhere. It went viral on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok is talking about Annie. Most people here on YouTube, including me, talks about Nishane Annie. It's a fragrance that performs all weather. It's a fragrance that you can use during the summer. It's a fragrance that you can use during the winter, spring, fall. It's a fragrance that you can take on a tropical vacation. It's a very vanillic fragrance. It's a little bit gourmand. This fragrance is spicy, it's vanilla, it's ambery. It's considered an amber floral fragrance. It opens with ginger, of course. It opens with ginger. It has bergamot and pink pepper, so it's a little bit spicy. It also has black currant, it has rose, it has vanilla, benzoin, and sandalwood in the base. The fragrance, it's unisex. Once again, some people say that this fragrance leans masculine, but to my nose, when I spray this fragrance, I get a very feminine fragrance. I get the vanilla peeking through, I get the ginger peeking through, I get a little bit of the pink pepper peeking through. When it dries down, it becomes very vanillic. It becomes a little bit creamy from the sandalwood, a little bit woody, a little latonic, you know, very creamy, a little latonic from oh, it's so good. I can't even think anymore. It's so good. Annie is that girl. Annie is good. One thing about Annie is that you can also layer it with so many different fragrances. Layer Annie with Vanilla 28 from Kayali. My goodness. You're gonna have a good fragrance orgasm. It's that good when you mix them together. You know, the vanilla from Annie, the ginger in Annie with the Vanilla 28 from Kayali. Oh my god, I just want to scratch my hands, you know, and just suck on it. It's that good. Annie is that girl. Annie is, you know, gourmandish. It's latonic, it's spicy, it's vanillic, it's creamy. It is that girl. It feels like Annie is like the ice cream, like the vanilla ice cream that you can add any flavor to it and you are good to go. Annie is that girl. So my number one fragrance from the house of Nishane is Annie. I move on. Guys, so these are my 5 fragrances that I have from the house of Nishane. If you guys have any other Nishanes that you have tried that you love, let me know, and if they are on sale, I would definitely buy them and try it. That being said, if you have watched to the end and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe, join the Top Note family. But until I see you on another video, stay blessed, smell fabulous, and bye for now.